Hi, everybody. It's Jen here. This is episode 2 in tips for using Firefly to enhance teaching and learning this year. Episode 2 is all about the architecture of your class. And if any of you have taught classes online before, you might have learned this the hard way, that putting a lot of good thought into the architecture of the class online is going to save you a lot of work down the line. So I'm going to show some examples of how different people are using Firefly to set up their classes in school, and hopefully give you some tips about how to make that work. So this is an example from Miss Sandra's math class, and it's similar to what a lot of people have done in the school. So the first page of her class is called Miss Sandra's class, and she's got a few of the basics across the top here that students might want to click on. So there's a class blog, a link to the syllabus, the units, which is probably the tab that the students use most often, and she's got an assessment calendar as well. That's pretty typical of the Firefly pages that I've seen. And if you can see the relationship between the links she has here and the navigation down here on the side, these things are pulled from the navigation here. So students, when they're trying to navigate around in your class, can be trained. You can train them to be able to follow your navigation here. So for example, if I click on units, whether I click on it here or over here, then it opens up all of the units here on the navigation pane, and also here because she's set up navigation with pictures as well. I'll show you the navigation similarly in my world history class, grade 9. They navigate by units as well, and then inside each unit there is sort of like a different module for each week, and they can navigate around that way. Some of the feedback from the students is that they found the transition to Firefly really difficult because the navigation was not intuitive for them. So however you set up your navigation of your units, or whatever you name your pages on your first page, like in Sandra's class, take some time and make that clear to the students and explain to them how the navigation is set up. Once they understand the hierarchy of things, then they'll know what they're doing and they'll know where to go. Okay, so the way that navigations work is hierarchical. So if I'll go back inside my history class, there is a main page here, social studies, the social studies page, which takes me to the department. And then I would click on my class, and then I would want to click on the part of my course that I want to go into right now. This is one of the things that makes Firefly challenging, especially for the students, is that it's very hierarchical and it's very clicky. So you might have to click many times to get to where you're going. So if you don't understand the hierarchy or the architecture, then students can easily get lost. Okay, so if I'm inside units, and this is the hierarchy here, whatever page I'm on, if I create a new page, which is down here at the bottom, create, it will create that page underneath wherever I am. So right now I'm on units. If I clicked create, I'm going to get a new page right down here underneath final assessment. Now it is possible to change the order of those pages, change the order of the navigation. I can create these little picture boxes or not. It's totally up to you. But whatever you do decide to do, just think about how this is going to appear to students and how you're going to divide up your topics. So for example, in history, I click on unit 4. You can see again that I've divided up the topics by week, and I've numbered them, just really to help the students navigate around the pages. The other thing that you can do, we'll go inside one of those modules, is to link to other pages in within a navigation. So for example, here is a page. We'll talk about setting up these pages in a second, but these links that I put on the front page actually just link you to another page in the hierarchy. So when the students click submit here, it just takes them to another page in the list. And you can actually create a link to any page that you want to inside your inside of Firefly. So for example, if I edit a page and I want to create a link, I can simply highlight something and create a link. Now this allows me to link to external files. I can link to a file that I have uploaded, or I can link to a page in Firefly. So that means you can link to, you could link to something in someone else's class if you wanted to. You could link to something in a different part of your syllabus. It's pretty wide open, and that linking also helps students navigate around so that they don't have to always go and remember where something was or find something. Okay, and so that's it for tips on hierarchies and linking things. Big takeaways there. Most people have things set up in units, so that will make sense to your students. And if you want to break things up inside of units by week, that's possible, or you can break them up by topic.